Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of TCG Talk. Today, we are back with another video. In today's video, I wanted to talk about Briar and kind of the community discussion that's been going around Briar for a while now. If you watch my videos at all, you know, I guess my two main heroes are Ninja and Runeblade, and heroes with classes in general, right? I play a lot of Katsu, a lot of Briar, play some Viserai, right? I play a lot of Ira. But I've played enough Briar now to where I think, obviously, I'm going to have all the right opinions, but I think I've formulated enough an opinion after playing against and with Briar on what we should do with the hero moving forward. And I wanted to try to give an objective opinion on it. Quick video, nothing crazy too long, but let me know your thoughts. I'm definitely down for people who disagree. I'm down with people who agree. Kind of see the community's opinion, and our community's opinion on how Briar works. Briar, obviously, when Tails first came out, Briar still wasn't 100% prevalent. It still was kind of like that Prism, Bravo, um, and you saw a little bit of Briar, but it was really Prism, Bravo, and then people trying to make chain work. And then Briar obviously rose to prominence. I think, going back to the beginning, I think Briar is not even nearly even close to as broken as Chain was. Anyone who says that never really played against a Chain that did what Chain did. Briar is very hard to deal with, but Briar can be countered a lot easier. I think if you take anything away from this video is I don't think Briar should be banned. I don't think she should get reworked. I think there's one or two cards you could take away from her that would make her a little bit less broke. But overall, I think she's a lot easily countered. I just think she rose to prominence at a really weird time. UK Nationals happened, Lightning Briar, Cheerios Briar, whatever you want to call it, low to the ground Briar really gained in popularity during that tournament because the Tarek's list had gotten out a little bit, according to Tarek in one of his interviews. So it came all on kind of all of a sudden, and it came on right before U.S. Nationals, right? So now you have all these, I would say, mid-level players, right? Like your late day one, early day two players who had a couple choices. Either they can run with the decks they have and see how they do against Briar, which a lot of them are like, I'm going to get smoked. Or they have three options. They run with the deck they have. They just conform to the Lightning Briar because it's super easy to build. Does not have a lot of hard to get cards. Or they try to tech a deck in basically 2 weeks against this Briar deck, which is also a horrible idea. So the easy button and the easy choice for everyone at US Nats and for the following Nats, following UK, was just to play Briar because you're going to have a decent showing. You're going to you might even do really, really well. And a lot of people who maybe are trying to deck tech against you haven't been doing it a whole lot, haven't been teching a whole lot. So their ratios and their deck itself isn't perfect. So you can even get past the people who are trying to go against you and things of that nature. So I think Briar obviously she's probably the best overall here in the game. So no doubt about it. But I think that appears a little bit more broken because of when she got so popular and people didn't have enough time to go against it. And you're seeing evidence of that because the last few nationals, like Oldheim won the calling, right? Oldheim won another nationals. An Ice Lexi won Canadian Nats, and when they were interviewing her, she said she went 25-1 in testing against Briars. So there's definitely ways to beat Briar. People just don't want to play it, I think, is the issue, right? People don't want to play that slow, grindy ice game, that control style game. People just want aggro, go burr, or some type of mid range. I'm an aggro player, so I can say that it's totally fine. But I don't think Briar's as broke as people think she is. I think it's going to be more of there's either they have to do one of two things. I'm gonna talk about them. One of them I really don't see them doing because it'd just be too much work. The first thing they could do is they could rework her hero ability, right? Because right now her hero ability is whenever an attack action card you control deals damage to an opposing hero, create an embodiment of Earth token. And then whenever your second non-attack action card at each turn is played, create an embodiment of Lightning token. Right now that works with any card, right? So I can play a Plunder Run and another non-attack action, right? Like a Nimblism, and I'll create a Lightning token. So now it's gave my attack +6 if it came out of Arsenal with Plunder Run. We'll talk about Plunder Run in a minute. And I also create a Lightning token. A lot of people, and then on Earth, any attack I deal, any instance of damage that attack deals, arcane or physical, I create Earth token. A lot of people are calling for Briar to get changed to where it's just her elemental cards that do this. So you'd have to play two elemental cards or two Runeblade cards in order to get the lightning token. Or you'd have to play two elemental Runeblade or elemental or Runeblade cards to get the earth token. Um, Not two, but you have to deal with damage with an elemental or Runeblade. Here's my thought on that. I don't think personally, I don't think it's going to make her any less oppressive offensively. I really don't. Like you're going to take out what? Ravenous Rabble. Like let's think of the Lightning Briar decks, right? Like even if I go, I'll do this on the fly, which is fine. I'll go to my deck, which is my Channel Mount Heroic Blitz deck. We'll just look at a simple Channel Mount Heroic Blitz Briar deck, right? Shockwave can still be used. Ball Lightning can still be used. It wouldn't work for Light and Lightning Strike, right? If that hits, so that would help. Entwine Lightning still good. Surge still good. Ravenous Rabble wouldn't give you Earth tokens. Scar for Scar wouldn't give you Earth tokens. Snatch wouldn't give you Earth tokens. So it would take out about half. However, like the really good attacks like Arcanic Shockwave, Ball Lightning, and Lightning Strike, Lightning Surge, none of those are going to go out. Like they're all going to stay. Autumn's Touch still going to hit, right? Um, all these different attacks. I mean, people are just going to put the Lightning cards back in. She'll be diminished like what 10% maybe. I don't think that's going to change her earth token ability at all. Like she's still going to be hitting hard. She's still going to have a lot of go again. Lightning Briar itself, like if you just run straight Lightning Briar, that's already high natural go again anyway. So it doesn't make sense to me like to rework that side of the hero because it's not really going to nerf her. It's not. You're just going to use different cards. Like Ravenous Rabble will be really, it feels bad not to use, but everything else like you can still use. And then whenever you play your second non-attack action card, you turn create an embodiment of lightning. So let's go back to this deck, right? So the embodiment of lightning will still work for Channel Mount Heroic, which is what is making this deck broke right now. Nimblism won't work and Plunder Run won't work. Those are huge. Those are the big ones. Nimblism and Plunder Run will really change the way this deck works. At least not be able to create lightning tokens. It won't create like all this is going to do is eliminate her go again a little bit. But Snarl Arcanics would still work. Earthlord Surge would still work, right? Force of Nature would still work. Sting of Sorcery would still work. Weaver Earth would still work. So you see what I'm saying? Like, yes, it'll nerf her a little bit, but I don't think it will really nerf her. I think it will just kind of like alter the way people are playing her. And the reason I don't think they can go this route is because you'd have to rework the whole hero. That means every card that's been printed that's Briar is null and void now. And that is a nightmare for new players. Nightmare. I've obviously card games have done before, like they've reworked heroes and changed them, or reworked cards right and changed them. But like every new hero that comes in the game, let's say even new player comes in the game, let's say even 6 months from now, right? The supplemental sets out, and let's say we've got our first set of the new year, and a new player comes. Let's say they buy Tails as their first set because they really like the way Briar looks. Now, like, you know what I mean? Like now there's this weird thing of like, oh, let's say they don't have someone that's really good there to teach them the game, like some of us have had. Now they're going to be thinking Briar works a different way than it actually does, and it's going to um, really confuse them. So I don't see how they do this. I think it will get too much community feedback, like in a bad way. I think new players, it's going to be a nightmare for them to play the new game if they play Briar. It's just, I think it's too much legwork. Like you made the hero, that's what the hero is. That's my opinion. You got to look at cards to ban. Looking at cards to ban, right? The only one I see that they could ban effectively, right? Because if you look at this list is pretty normal. Even if we let's go to Eric Patel's list real fast for you guys. We'll do this quickly. Events, deck list. We'll type in his last name. There he is. Okay, so this is the list that won US Nats, right? So looking at cards that we could look to ban. I don't think you ban Captain's Call. It's really not that good. The only cards in here that I think are even worth thinking about banning are Plunder Run, which I already have up right here. Plunder Run, and really the only other card that abuses this game is Ball Lightning. And that's when you couple it with Sting, couple it with everything else, because Ball Lightning's effect is stupid when you play Sting Ball. I don't think they'll ban Ball Lightning, so really the only card you're looking at to ban is Plunder Run. And it sucks because I love Plunder Run. I'm a ninja player. I use Plunder Run Aggro Katsu. And I use it in Briar. I don't think the card is where the card is broke isn't the plus factor. It's the fact that you draw a card at any point during your turn. And if you have any go wide deck whatsoever, same thing happens to me in Katsu, right? Like if I if I pop heart and cross trap and then I play Plunder Run out Arsenal and then I play Surging Strike for 8, it's already hard enough for him to cover that attack, so I can't get my Katsu ability. Let's say he covers it up, right? Which for him, best case scenario, he's using 2 cards out of hand and he's using equipment, or he's using what? If he's a Bravo, he's using a defense react and equipment, right? So, um, even with defense reactions, like you're taking 2 things from hand, or 2 things from the player, regardless of anything. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, he has all 2 blocks and he's blocking his whole hand to block it, which you wouldn't do. But you know what I'm saying? So the reason it's broken is because now I've already gotten rid of half the opponent's hand with basically 1 attack. And now I can just attack 1 or 2 more times. I'm going to get that Plunder Run trigger, right? So as a Katsu player, if I'm playing, or I'll keep it Briar. As a Briar player, if I play, you know, Plunder Run out Arsenal, and then we play even something as simple as an Entwined Lightning Fuse, right? It's hitting for 7 with Go Again. And now someone's kind of forced to block that out. And if let's say they don't, let's say they do 6, now you draw a card, you made an Earth trigger, and all this other stuff. So Plunder Run is really abusive in that nature, where if you have any go wide deck at all, you're going to draw a card. Like the opponent can't fully block you out. It's just not going to happen. They have to have really unique cards that prevent you from doing that. So, and then Plunder Run has also been abused in every deck that's been good for the most part in the format, but not Prism or Bravo. More of Chain and Briar have used it. Any aggro deck, Plunder Run just doing amazing things. Personally, do I think they should ban Plunder Run? No, I don't. I think they shouldn't ban anything. I think they should keep it how it is, because I personally think Briar has very hard counters. Ice Lexi and Oldheim destroy Briar very well if they're played properly. They just do. Like, you can't do anything. Even the Channel Mount Heroic Briar struggles a little bit against those decks. And so I don't think Briar's like breaking the format. Well, I think 2 things that I'll be telling, this is the last thing I'll go over in the video, is I think that we can look at New Zealand and Australia Nationals when they actually happen, and then you'll get a good sense, has Briar truly broken the format? Because that's arguably the strongest region in the world, and they have had now weeks, and they're probably going to have a month or 2 to test against Briar or keep Briar. So you're going to kind of see where the meta is as far as, is Briar still broke, or now that people have had time to tech against her, is it really good, right? Is it really that good? So I think that'll be a good tell. And then I think the supplemental set, because it's supporting every class and every hero, so Briar's going to get cards whether people like it or not. We'll see how that changes the format as well. But I don't think they should ban anything. I think they should wait for the last set of nationals to happen. I think they should wait for the supplemental set, and then going into the new year, maybe after the supplemental set, then you maybe ban a card going into like the new season of competitive play. That's just my opinion. That's what I would do. Yeah, overall, I don't. Obviously, she's really good. She's impressive. But playing in the Fab Discord, like, I'd say out of every 10 games I play, I maybe play 1 or 2 Briars. Maybe. Like, not everybody's even playing her. People are wanting to play other things. So I don't think she's really that broke, personally. That's just my opinion. I think she's very, very good. I think she's the best hero in the format overall. But she's not game breaking like Chain was. That's just how I look at it. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on Briar. Let me know your thoughts on the format, how you think the new set's going to affect everything. And yeah, I really appreciate you all listening. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you want, go to another Flesh and Blood creator as well. Do the same thing for them so we can get more people playing this game, more people seeing it. But yeah, hope you all had a good Thanksgiving and a good rest of your weekend off. And I will see you all next time on TCG Talk. Thank you all so much.